All right. Eddie, how are you? Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I'm good. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We're hanging in there. Family's all good. Everybody's healthy, so we can't complain. Been nice to have a lot of family time. Just I've actually been playing some soccer with my son out in the
Yeah,
yard.
that's good.
We've switched from we've done a little basketball, baseball, and now he's in a soccer mode. So
I'm rooting for the soccer mode. And if he needs any like in his lessons or any like free like soccer
oh,
whatever training, I'll be more than happy to
that sounds. We might have to take you up on that.
yeah,
I
definitely.
hear you're
Absolutely.
back in town, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
he's wearing me out, man. I'm getting too old for this. I'm
yeah, they have a lot of energy, yeah.
done. I can't
Absolutely.
believe like how much like we go from one thing to another. It's like, can we
Yeah,
just sit down for a minute? But no.
yeah,
But it's been
absolutely.
a blessing though to be able to have this time with my kids because usually I'm gone all the
Yeah,
time.
you're busy with a lot,
Yeah.
so
So
absolutely.
so so what have you been up to? Give us a little rundown and what's
Just
life?
right now I'm injured right now, so I had surgery in May. And doctor said I'll be out for like 7 to 8 months. So still I think this is my third to fourth month. So I still have like three and a half months to go with recovery. I sustained an ankle ligament torn in last August. So it's actually almost a year. Yeah. I'm trying to like work on that and getting back on the field right now. I'm now with Columbus anymore, and there's a high chance that I'll be signing with a team in Belgium. So it's just a matter of me controlling like my rehab and on my side. And I think once I'm healthy, everything will fall back into place. So, but I've been good and just quarantine. I've been taking some classes online trying to finish my degree with UVA, and obviously it's really important because you can't play soccer forever, and eventually you have to get into the step out of the soccer world and do something else. So it's really great to be able to have the opportunity to take some class and finish school as well. So
You told me you've been reading some books too. Any good
yes,
reads?
so I've been I actually like read so last 2 years ago I went to Nike headquarters in Portland, and I actually met Phil Knight because I had a presentation with Right to Dream, my program that I came from, and so they invited me to be a speaker, represent Right to Dream. So I actually spoke in front of like the Nike people, and then Phil Knight was actually there, so he signed his book for me. And I haven't been able to read that, and I was embarrassed because when I was playing, I was just a lot. So I actually started reading it, and it's really interesting and fascinating stories. So I've been reading that. I also been reading a lot of like I think my mom, being injured and with the quarantine, and she thinks that I will struggle a lot with like mental just strength, and so she got me some few books about just being strong and staying with the plan and not trying to like drift off because you're not playing right now, you're injured, so you just need things that will get you like in the soccer world and stuff. So I've been doing that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Any Netflix? Anything keeping you?
So I watched I think I was behind the whole Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So I think during the season everyone talks about it, and I just didn't want to like start it, and then I feel like I go on social media and everyone's posting, so I waited, and now I started this, so I've been trying to catch up. So, but in terms of Netflix, I haven't really been watching much. I've just been I think with classes also like it keeps you busy in rehab, so I don't really have much time of for. But I've been trying to catch up with some of my former teammates like Kofi, Derek, and Prosper. Those guys. We also have like a group chat where we get together and do like a FaceTime, and we play like FIFA with each other, and it's always fun to do that. So
All right.
Mm.
Very good. And just before we roll into it here, I know you've got your Be Happy shirt on.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So it's actually really it's crazy because I remember when I first came to the US, and whenever people ask me the story, I think my mom is just like my mom back in Ghana is like the most positive person I think anyone will ever like. I think people always say you're so positive and smiley and all the time, but my mom is just incredible, and I don't know how she do it. I think I came from a really, really poor background in Ghana and it's really tough. But for some reason, she always found a reason like to just be positive and be happy, And so when I went to Right to Dream, I think I struggled a little bit because all these kids over there were just came from a totally different background than I came. So I struggled a lot with having a small of a structured life, a Right to Dream in Ghana. So I decided that, I wanted to leave, but then my mom had like said to me that just think about this, put everyone's problem issues in a bowl and just like shuffle or take one out. Your issue will not be like, you will not be like the worst. So that really carried with me. And then when I came to obviously prep school, my friend made a shirt for me that says they called me like Be Happy Guy. And then but in college obviously you can't have like a brand and
Right.
stuff. So when I left school, I also been helping like kids back home in Ghana, like 16 orphans that I raised money for, and I've been taking care of them since I was in college. So I decided my friend and I put together that we could like make it as a brand and sell a shirt and raise money for those kids. So I've been doing that, and it's been really fun, and it's been really nice because for me, I used to be one of those kids and I used to walk around with that, I barely have a shirt. And now to be able to have a brand and raise money to take, to help them, has been a passion of mine. And I'm really thankful for that. So
That's awesome. Well, we'll get into it because I mean, most of these photos, you've got a big smile on your face. So
yeah,
clearly,
absolutely. Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm going to share my screen and let's roll into
Yeah.
some photos here. All right.
Oh, this is memories. Just going to make me miss, playing. Oh, yeah, I remember this. This was I think my third year before I left. And it might have been our first game because I remember our first or second game. I remember we've worn this with the red with the white shorts. I think, yeah. So
Yeah,
definitely,
I like the orange uniforms.
yeah,
Are
definitely. It was one of my favorite actually. Yeah.
yeah. I was going to say, who gets to pick which? Who's in
So
charge of picking?
the captains always kind of like put together and they run it with a few guys, what we want to wear. But then also sometimes the coaches also, they have to like go through them first. But I think because our equipment manager always like, um, Greg always like running with us, and we had to confirm it with him. So, but I did definitely like the orange shirt.
Any superstitions in the uniform, or did you have any superstitions that you?
I did, I did. I always like there's some stuff like the way I put on my uniforms, and also I think you get to a time where you're doing really well in the uniform, so you don't want to switch it. And I think some of the guys had that, especially when we're doing well and we have it really good with our uniform. We just want to like stick with it, but then sometimes it collides with the other teams like uniform. So um, we just got to go along with it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, let's see here. We'll start with the easy questions. Talk
Yeah.
about Klockner Stadium. What?
Ah, um, it was just always like the students always made you feel, I don't know, like it was just always like amazing playing there. And like the feeling of having a game day at Klockner was just like, you get to connect with the students. That's like, I think the place that you really get to connect with the student, because I think UVA, with the athletes, obviously we don't get much time to spend with the students. So being able to connect with them, like, and with a student at Klockner, and the field is just amazing. I high school, I was playing on the field, and coming to Klockner and playing there was just like, it was just incredible. And I think other teams, some of my friends who used to come and play against us always said that they hated it playing at Klockner because it was such a big field, but we loved it because we always we were so used to it, and with the field and the length. So it was definitely my favorite part of it being UVA was like playing at home games. So definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun. I mean, when it's packed, there's nothing better, when
Oh yeah,
it's so
absolutely.
loud and yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just talk about your team a little bit. You said you have some group chats and you keep up. Just kind of talk about that whole I mean, the
Yeah.
diversity in this group and where a lot of people, the United
Yeah.
Nations of soccer, right? And that what
Yeah,
kind of the teams.
absolutely. That's what we called ourselves. I mean, it just like you look at this group and you just see the togetherness in the group, and you just like it didn't matter if you're playing much or you're not playing. Everyone was just like so part of the team, and different culture, different background is what really made us like just really like different, unique from other schools. And I mean, you can see this, you have Ferraz, you have Joe Bell, you have Danny of, Scandinavian guys. You have me, Kofi, Derek, all over, you know, from different part of the world. And I remember this was our tradition that we had to do at every game that, it's like the hype, to hype each other like up, and you can see that even the guys who are now starting are just all like really happy, and all to get it going. So that was like one of my favorite parts, because you really do takes like gets you into the game mode. Yeah.
How about I don't know. I got to find a better picture. What was with the? Why did you have your head wrapped in this?
So, uh, in preseason, I had it's actually Prosper who was standing right there. Yeah. So Prosper and I always had butt head. We went to prep school we played against each other, and we were buddies. We were we lived together too. But on the field, we always like clashing because he's like very physical player, and I'm also like someone who's like very feisty when I play. So he had elbowed me a little bit, and I had a little bump, and then it turned into be a cyst. So Jeff had to operate on it. So I had to have the band into covering it, and it was, oh God, it was just something. Yeah.
Well, no, the reason I was looking for a photo of you with the kids in the starting lineup because you talked about how important that was to you
Yeah.
to help the kids in your
Yeah.
country. So just tell me a little bit more about the Be Happy initiative and this.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, for me, I've always connected with kids like so well, and when I was a kid, I never really had people spend a lot of time with me, even my family. So also coming from very, very poor background in Ghana, I've been in a place where I just never had much of, growing up. And so for me, being in this position where I can have a platform, I can have, you know, uh, I'm financially good to be able to like help, extend help back in Africa or back in Ghana to help kids. That's why I turn in the Be Happy into a brand. And what we do is just every profit that we raise, from the clothes that we sell and stuff, I personally match it, and then we raise money to the orphans back in my village, and we take care of them. So and it's been very successful so far. So I'm very happy with the support that I've gotten from people, and hopefully to keep it going for a while. So
Now, did you say your mom's still there, or is your?
yeah. So my mom is still back in Ghana, and she's the reason why I started this whole Be Happy. Like I said, she's like the most positive and the most happiest woman alive. I don't know how she does it. Even from when we went from like not having nothing into now that I can actually take care of her and stuff. Which was like one of the reasons why I also left school early, because it was really hard for her, and I had to take the opportunity to be able to like provide for her. So, but yeah, my mom's still back in my town. So yeah.
Now, do you make it back often, or how?
Yeah, so I try to go every 2 years. It's I haven't been back in 2.5 years yet because of the COVID, but she doesn't plan on coming back here ever. So she just likes her comfortable there. She, I think when I signed, all she wanted was me to buy a house. So I did put together, save some money, and bought her house. So she's very happy with it, and she lived the life that she wants to live. So it's really special for me because now I can also like take care of her and stuff, and that's something that have always wanted to do. It's just like what drove me to pursue this dream and stuff. So to be able to take care of her. So
All right, let's switch here. You got any good George Gelnevach stories?
yes. So I think my favorite one was Boston's game. George doesn't like for you to be flashy.
Right.
Nah. I think when I came here, I'm more of a guy who plays with a little swag and just dribbled
A
a
little
lot.
bit, just a tiny bit.
So I remember, when I came here, and Terry was assistant coach, and he always like encouraged me to like, just play my game.
Right.
And George is like, Eddie, you just got to play like our way, like this way. So I remember my first year, I always wanted to do it George's way, just like I didn't want to like here and there. I'll bring in like a few whatever in the game, and then I remember my second year, I scored this goal against Boston where I flicked the ball behind my leg, and it was a goal. I mean, we were winning like 2-0, I think, and I scored to be a third goal, and we had after the first half, he called me to the dressing room when everyone had gone on the field. And he's like, yeah, Eddie, you don't pull that shit again. It's just like, and I was just like, I made it, I made it, but he just, I mean, he's such I love the guy. The things that he did for me personally off the field was just incredible. George is someone who doesn't say much, but like behind the scene, he cares deeply about the guys, the things he doesn't really, you never really see him much like smiling a lot, but when he smiles, you can tell from this picture that it's just pure like, joy. And he's such a incredible guy who doesn't say much, but when you really get to know him, which I think some of the guys had like, a little issue, whatever, but for me, I got really close with him, and it was just incredible relationship, and we still have a very, very good relationship after now. So
Yeah, he's a very intimidating looking guy,
yeah,
but once you get to know him, like it's just
absolutely, yeah. He's just like, I always compare him to Jose Mourinho, and they just like look so intimidating when you see them, but you really get to know them. It's a special relationship. Yeah.
now, now you're always smiling. I had to throw this one in there. You don't look too happy in this picture.
So my game plan my game plan was always like, whenever the game up is about to start, I made good friends with all the ref in the ACC or the NCAA, like all of them. Like because in the game, before the games, I always go there and just sweet talk them, just really like, shake their hands, ask them how they're excited for the game. So then they always like, I just have to buy myself some fouls in the game because I knew guys were going to foul. So I remember this, I think it was against, I think VCU or so. And one guy had tackled me really bad, and it was like hurt and like really bad. And he came up to me, and I was just like, come on, ref, like, and he's like, no, Eddie, like, he tackled you, but I think just bear with me in the game, and I was just not happy with it, and I was just, yeah, you can tell from the picture, yeah.
I had to throw that in. I had to throw a non-smiling picture in.
Yes, absolutely.
There's so many soccer pictures. We don't talk about many action shots during these talks,
Yeah.
but I had to throw one in. Just talk about kind of your technique and how your style of play. Like, I mean, it's amazing to watch your footwork and just your speed. So just kind of just take me a little bit through that.
So for when I started playing, soccer, I played on the street in Ghana, in a dirt street, and we always play barefooted, with a bag of like, trash bag. We always play barefoot until someone had gotten us a soccer ball out of nowhere one time. So we had our soccer ball and we still play barefoot in the rocks and like, it's like, but I think what really helps you with going forward is like you form a relationship with your feet and the ball. And I think that's what I see different from the US. Is like, kids are always like, I think I rather than spending a lot of time, with the ball, just playing around the ball, I think coaches always like try to get kids into focusing on all this like stuff that is unnecessary. And I think for us, it was just like a game of just playing for fun, and so you form a really good relationship with the ball. And I think growing up, like up to now, I always have the ball in between my legs, and I think it's hard for people to get the ball away. And if you're not careful, you just foul me once you try to get the ball. So I I always like have the ball, and it's weird because sometimes I'm like, when I see this action pictures, I'm just like, what was I doing? And like one of my friends always used to make fun of me about, even my mom, who had never seen me play soccer in real life, but she's like obviously seen videos of me. And whenever she sees my pictures, she always like, oh, you and your crab arms, because my arms are so long, I never know what to do with them. So it's just like always like making an action or something. So yeah, the action pictures was definitely was good. Yeah.
Do you prefer to scoring a goal, or you like a good pass? Like what's
Honestly, I think it depends and varies. Like sometimes, for me, like when I assist, and I think there was one assist that I made for Daniel that I really remember. It's one of my favorite, where he chipped the goalie, and it was like, for me, it beats pretty much all of the goals that I scored at UVA. And scoring goals is always like fun, but I've always been someone who set up like people as an assist and stuff. But I think being at UVA, they also made me like a target, like forward, where they depend on goals from me. So it's always like, I wanted to always also score. So, but I think it just depends on the game and stuff. So.
do you have one that sticks out to you? Like, do you have a favorite goal or celebration that you can remember?
Oh, just this one. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I became like icon where everyone just like, the hotline. And I think this one, I remember this goal was, I think this was against Villanova. Yes. And we are like putting like all this like passes through. And I just like, I think Kennedy or someone had crossed it, and I had tapped it in. But this definitely, I was just you can see the happiness that, in my face and the smile. So definitely this celebration was just my go-to. Yeah.
All right. How about I can't remember which this was after somebody hit a game winner, I think. Or
Yes. I think this was wait, I think this was when Joe Bell like had dribbled like through like so many people.
it might have
And
been. I don't know,
yeah,
but
I think this might have been Kofi's game winner. I think this might have been Kofi's game winner. And I've just gone to Joe Bell, and just like, I'm just like, oh my God. And Joe Bell was like someone who's always like also like, he was a younger guy on the team, but he was always like, very encouraging. And he's like, oh, like, keep going, I'll find you. Like, oh, I think I might have scored on this, or Joe Bell played me through a through ball and might have scored. And he came up to me, he's like, see, I told you. And I was like, yeah, I just smiled to him. So, but yeah, I really formed a really good connection with him on the field, I think, especially my last year. Yeah.
we're gonna miss Joe Bell. He's
I know, definitely. Yeah, he's an incredible player. He definitely is.
I
Yeah.
this is a good shot here from practice. This kind of became a trademark for you too. The ball on the ball
Yeah,
on the head.
yeah. And that's why it's like, it's my logo now for the Be Happy. So you look at Hayes' face.
Yeah.
So we have I always did this like after training, right? When you call training and I just like walk into the group, I always put the ball and just bounce the ball on my head. And this started because I used to sell things on the roadside back at home, on the roadside, and you carry the things and you just, so you gain balance from there, and you just, So I always did it, and Hayes is always like a big fan of it. He's like, put the ball in, and you can see he was like putting the ball on top of my head, and it was it's yeah. So I didn't even know that you guys got a picture of that. I was just like completely like not even paying attention. But yeah, it's one of my favorite pictures actually. Yeah.
We talked about training a little bit too. What now is this supposed to be? That looks an awful lot like Henry Kessler. Is that like?
We did call it the Kessler. Yeah, we actually like that's what we used to call it. Because first of all, Henry is just he's such a disciplined player. He just you tell him to do this and he does exactly what you ask him, and that's what the Americans do. You know, you put them there for to do their job, and we actually call that the Kessler, even though it did look like Kessler, in real life. But we actually, and I think this was like we had to grab it, and it was just like I I don't know what happened that took me down or something. And then I think we had made a joke about Prosper like tackling me or something. I think Terry made the joke, but yeah, it was this was like preseason, yeah, before the season has started, yeah.
That's a foul on the Kessler right there for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
All right, now this was on your Instagram recently. This was from
yeah,
practice, and it says it takes you, me, and everybody to bring a change.
yeah. And
Just I talk about, I mean, all the current events lately. Just I mean, this is a great picture.
I,
Just
and in the thing is I actually framed this picture, and it's in my room in New York actually. It's a big frame that I got my mom to frame it for me for last Christmas. I love this picture. I think among all the pictures that I got from UVA, this was probably it became so like important in like my life, in Daniel's life, in everything that was going on. And Daniel was my first friend at UVA, and like that we became such a close relationship with each other, and we lived together as well. But and this was like when this picture was taken, I remember everything was going on in Charlottesville. We had the whole thing in Charlottesville,
right.
and it was just like it just was just like a pure message where I people you could tell like Daniel just even looking at the picture you can just form a story about it that I'm so worried about everything that's going on, and he just telling me that everything is going to be okay, we're going to be together, everything is going to be okay. And I think that is why the picture just meant so much to me, because I know with everything that's going on with our society now, with the country now, and having to have this picture, which was not planned to take, and you can tell it just like us like just being ourselves, and you can see the love between us. And I think if everybody can open to learn about one another, to be open for change, that I think together we can definitely love can defeat the hate. And I think the soccer team did that year with everything that was going on in Charlottesville. Like the Virginia athlete, the sports team athletes did that, and I think they continue to do that as well. I see Charles Snowing and a few of the football guys doing that, and I'm very close with them and stuff like that. So we've been talking. He was in my class, so we've been talking. I think you can see this from the kind of this picture, and just the pure the message that it has with it. So
Right. If we can just love one another, right? We can
yeah,
we can get
absolutely,
through
yeah.
this. Like
Absolutely, and I think I don't think anyone is born to hate each person. I think it's just a it's from it comes from seeing and learning and stuff. And if we can show more of this rather than more hate, I think it will definitely help to bring progress and bring a change. Yeah.
now this was from the shoot when we did the Who's
Yeah.
Together campaign. So this is one of my favorite shots of you. This was just an impromptu. I think after dinner I had you pop
Yeah.
up to the
Come.
studio, and it was
Yeah.
like 2 minutes, and here we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, it was, and this was also my on my Instagram. I've because I remember I had my Instagram got deactivated. It got hacked, so all
Oh,
my pictures got lost. And this was on my Instagram because I remember I posted this picture, and the one that I was holding by the lawn. Yes, I had posted that as well. But yeah, I remember. I definitely remember. I just come from JPJ. right after dinner, and I was like, yeah, you were like, can you come down for like a quick minute? And I was like, yeah, definitely. And I always loved, like, like
Right.
whenever you texted me for pictures, I was just like, always like, I'm like, and some of the guys were actually jealous about that. They were like, how does Matt always just takes pictures of you and not us? And I was like, well, you just gotta be, you gotta be, have the smile. So
Yeah, this was from this is from that too.
yeah.
But the Who's Together, I think, is still relevant today.
Hmm. Absolutely. And I think to get to not like now, it's probably should be more important. I think if they could probably bring it that back now. I know it's still important and stuff, but I think if they can still like make some stuff, like, because right now this is a time for all the athletes to also even ignite, like, come together, and the university to come together, not just with the systematic racism that's going on, but also with the COVID being such an issue, and having to bring the whole university together to try and, like, look out for one another. I think it will be incredible, and I love this picture too. Yeah.
All right, now let's get into some of the photo shoots. All right, good. Now,
Yeah.
do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember this. And so my brother had, like, he think he's funny. So he printed this picture at home. I think the one app, yeah, the one that I had the ball on my end here, like, he's like, they should put this on the cereal box. Yes. So I bought, like, I love Raisin Brands and stuff. And he had printed this picture and he like taped it on my cereal box. He's like, doesn't this look better if you get like endorsement with Raisin Brand and have this picture? So but yeah, he had this, and actually, like, I never threw the box away. This is actually still at home. So
That's funny. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need a picture of that cereal box, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely could send a picture. Yeah.
And here's the signature.
Yeah, carrying the ball on top of my head. Yeah, I remember, because I remember this photo shoot. Like, Patty has gotten a photo of you. I don't know if you took the picture of him. You took all the jersey off, and he's like holding the ball.
Well, I remember, but you did a whole thing. You danced around for a while.
Yeah, I did they had the thing, the dance. I forgot what the name was, but they had it. I remember I had done it, like, right across, and they had recorded the video, actually. Yeah. I definitely remember. It was a fun. It was me, Pablo, and I think Patty Foss and Jeff. Yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely remember all of that. Yeah. Good memories. Yeah.
Just look at that. Look at that nice studio there in Honesty Hall. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
I miss that place.
Yeah, it's no longer, right?
That's gone.
It was a iconic place,
It
Um,
worked out. It was
yeah,
convenient for everybody to get
definitely.
to. But it was always so hot in there. That was the
Yeah,
worst thing about it. It was
yeah,
just so hot.
it was definitely a lot.
All right, so then we went. I forgot this. Let's look at that guy. Look at that style right there.
I remember I was like, Matt, just take a picture of me. I look like a student.
You did. You get the book bag on. That's a student athlete right there.
I remember that. Oh man, yeah.
I was actually in there to take a photo of some of the other guys in the Who's
Yeah,
Together.
yeah. I remember because, like, you guys were doing something, and I was like, hey, Matt, please take a picture of me. I look good. And then Simeon was behind. Simeon was there, and he's like, nah, Matt, stop. He doesn't look good. Don't hype him up. So
Well, he does. He looks very studious right there.
yeah.
That's the guy that's about to finish his degree from the
Yeah,
university.
student athlete. Yeah.
All right. Now we were talking about that photo shoot. Let's see. No, this is a different year. This was
Yeah,
I don't know which year this was, but this
I
is
think this is
more
my
of the
final
balancing
year.
on the head.
Yeah, this is my final year for sure, and it's like almost like the same thing that I was doing. But this was actually in the one in JPJ. Yeah, I think the one that the JPJ
Yeah, I do believe.
office. Yeah. So no, definitely, like, I did that one. The second one was it's
This
probably
one or this one down here?
no, the that one, the one, the bot. Yes, no, the one on the
This
one
one?
that, yes, this one. I love it. This was one of
So I don't know if you've been
everything that. Sorry.
have you followed along with my kids doing the reenactment of the photos at
No,
all?
no, yeah, no, yeah. But I want. Oh wait, I saw one on Twitter. I didn't know if it was your kids. I seen the one with the guy and someone was playing video game.
Yeah. So that was,
Oh,
So we've been
yeah.
doing every day we've done 100 and some of them now
Well,
since
I definitely will check it out on Twitter then for
it's on
sure.
my Instagram too. And
Oh
it's,
yeah, I'll
we
check
do
it
a
out.
photo of the day. So they actually were going to pick this one. I think it was either yesterday or the day before they were going to pick this photo. But I said, well, I'm getting ready to talk to Eddie, so I don't want to like do too. We'll come back to this one, but
Yeah,
they've been reenacting photos. So
definitely, definitely. This is like this picture, just the action where the ball is and my crab arms, obviously.
yeah,
But
I like
just
that
like
one too. The
I loved it.
colors and everything.
Mhm. I think it was it's really it's actually like really interesting, like really really nice picture. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the tough part is like people think like these photo shoots are tough because you get like one shot, because you gotta
Yeah.
flash fires and you gotta so it's
Mhm.
tough to do.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that we always say just one more time, and it ends up
Yeah.
being like 20
I
more times.
remember. I remember. Yeah.
But we got it. We nailed it.
No, this is definitely a great action shot for sure. Yeah.
Look at those ups too, man. He's
Yeah.
way up in there. So now this was fun. This was a tough shoot out here. We
Yeah,
tried
because
to
I
do.
remember it was like a little late, and we had done it in a track field. Yeah,
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 so,
I definitely remember. Yeah,
but we were trying to get
that
you up in the.
diving header.
Yeah, this one right here. This was tough.
Because I was just always like, because I people make fun of me about never heading the ball. So when I was like, which Jeff, especially Jeff make fun of me all the time, but that I don't like to head the ball because I don't want to like mess up my hair. Um, and I remember you can tell from my face, like I just look so terrified for some reason.
No, but this is the one that ended the photo shoot. Do you remember what
Yeah,
happened?
he hit it in the camera. Yes. I remember I threw the ball to him and he just hit it straight in the camera.
And I had blood running down my head.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Yeah.
And then these are fun. I like these too.
This one was like when you guys had like asked me to like just scream and just like, and I'm just like trying and I kept on laughing the whole time. So you guys couldn't get one that had me like being serious and like go because the whole time I kept on like Pablo or someone was just making me smile all the time. So yeah, but this was
This one, you can definitely tell you're laughing a little bit there.
it couldn't last. I think it was like for like a few seconds and I just started laughing. Yeah.
No, but it was fun. You were always fun for photo shoots, and I always appreciate you, being willing to do it.
No, absolutely. I always like. I think from the first is like the picture that you got was like my first year. I think my first picture that you got was like they had just taken me out, or I had just scored this goal, my first goal of UVA, and I was just like so like I just my arms were like, and I actually have that picture. My friend who like in Ghana tried to like draw the picture for
Oh yeah.
me, and look, I think he tried to draw it, and I have it here. That was like one of my first pictures that you ever took.
All right, I'm gonna go look for that one.
Yeah, and it just like I was just like so it just you can see from there that's it, where everything just started for me, and then I love that picture. Yeah,
Do
I
you
gave it
remember who was the game against? Do you remember?
it was I have to look at the picture, but I can definitely tell. I think it might have been Coastal Carolina or
Uh,
someone. Yeah.
all right,
Mhm.
I'll go take a look.
Yeah.
We might have to throw that one in
Yeah,
post production.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love that picture. And I gave it to my friend if he could like you could draw it for me. So and I carry it with me pretty much like everywhere I go. So it's one of my favorite, yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. Well, let's just let's just talk about just talk about your journey. I mean, we've talked about it some, but
Yeah.
did you ever in your wildest dreams ever imagine this would happen? You would
No,
play professional
honestly,
soccer?
no, honestly, like I always had the inspiration and the admiration to be a pro soccer player, and I think institution like Virginia, when I came to visit, which I visited, and there was no student here. It was Christmas and it was so cold. And that's when I visited UV, and I'm like, it was like, and Terry and George always said to me that I have the work ethic and the gift to be able to, but also along the line you need the coaches who are going to publish you, who are going to physically, like, and that's what George and Chulis and Terry did for me. It's just like being able to get me mentally in a place where I could fulfill my dream. And like I said, Greg, I mean, before he drafted me, he had like winked at me, right, whilst I was sitting down. He's like, and I had trained with Columbus, because George and Terry, the coaching staff, has sent me to Columbus the summer before that I left school to train with like MLS teams. So I actually trained with Columbus, and Greg loved me. And I think he just like we both have the same birthday, August 1st, born in August 1st. So it was always like a connection between us. And I think when I went there, he loved me, and he winked at me that he was going to draft me. And I couldn't have gone to a better place. Columbus has a Ghanaian, like players there already that I knew, who are like role models to me. So being able to be there and be under Greg, who was an incredible coach to me, and he taught me so much. And this picture, you can just tell I was just beyond thrilled to be coached by him. So, and we have a very, very good relationship between us. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I've taken enough of your time. Let's end on just kind of sum up your time at Virginia and just what it meant to you. And
I think for me, I think it couldn't have been a better place for me. The tradition they have there, which is like, that's what you don't see at other places. I think UVA just have this tradition where it's just unique, and with making sure that you are a student and you're like, student comes first before being an athlete. And just like the connection with the community, Charlottesville, it's incredible. I think it's just incredible. And the passion that each one, even the students that don't play, like, the regular student, the passion they have for the university, the coaches' passion that they have for the school, and then the kind of students that they bring to their program. It's just not, you have to have something about you. You have to have some passion. And you could tell all the guys that come there and like play there, you could tell that each individual also have that. But I think once you're in the system, you are in the program, you just really, you become accustomed to it, and it becomes part of you. And obviously the excellence, like, George always try to take all this, he doesn't like the trash talking. He doesn't like, things like that. And he just like, that's just what Virginia is, and we carry that with our sports team as well. And it's just an incredible place for me. I mean, I left, and when I left, I still came back to see them play, to watch all their games, like, to come visit as much as I can. And every time you come, you're just not someone who is just part of the team. You are part of like a family, and I think that's the word that we always use, is like, it's a family. And it doesn't matter like how like what the impact that you brought in, or your part in the role of like being in a program or whatever. It's just a family, and it stays as a family. And that's just what is really special about the university, so, and the program.
that was a great answer.
Thank you.
Good one to end on.
Yeah.
But no, this has been fun. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you for sure. And I really also appreciate all of this. You made me have a collection and of pictures that I have, and everyone's saying that, why do you have pictures of you in your room? Like, and I'm like, well, I mean, if it's a good picture, why don't you have it in your room? So, and I actually been meaning to post some of these pictures actually on my Instagram. So also, sorry, I also didn't know your Instagram handle to tag you.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Pictures. So I'll try and do that as much.
You got to thank Emma too. Emma did a great job
Yeah,
of capturing you guys
yeah.
there.
I always make sure that, like, you know, I told her to like take pictures of me and stuff. So,
Yeah,
and she actually, I came back here 2 years ago and I asked her to do some Photoshop photo shoot with me and the kids. I have family friends here, so she was more than happy to do it. So
yeah, she's doing great though. She's doing Major League Baseball stuff
yeah,
now. So
yeah, I've seen some of her pictures. So yeah, and actually, like, I met someone who knew you. This is a few weeks ago. She takes pictures at Virginia Tech. Her name is Hannah Pejowski or something. And I was like, yeah, like how
yeah,
you, like Matt, like because I think one of my friends had referred her to me if I need pictures or something. So I was just talking about how, you know, I think no one beats Matt Riley. And she goes, wait, I know Matt Riley. I'm like, how do you know Matt? And he goes, yeah, well, because of working with Tech football team when they come here and stuff, she got to know you. So it's
I'm
just
getting old, so I've been around. I've been around a long time, so a lot of people know me. Yeah.
I hope this is not like, you know, stopping anytime, because I mean your pictures is just
Well,
it's
thank you.
incredible.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna go check out your Be Happy campaign too.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, and thank you for having me as well. So it was
Yeah,
really,
well, hopefully I'll see you around soon.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'll come in and say, hey, the whole COVID and social
Yeah,
distance. Once things comes back to normal, I'll pop in and say hey, for sure. Yeah,
well, hopefully we've got some games at Clockner at some
yeah,
point.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, thank you.
All right, take care. This has been fun.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you.